Institute of Event Management presents Destination Dubai in association with Matrix Audio, Visual and Entertainment, powered by V-Star Events by Vikram Bharadwaj.
Such mesmerizing music at the background. Such a big international stage. And what a feeling. And we have with us Mr. Rajesh Pereira today on Expo 2020 Dubai, sharing his knowledge with us. Mr. Rajesh Pereira is the CEO of Matrix Audiovisual Entertainment. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
And we are actually very happy and overwhelmed to have you on board with us, sharing your time, your knowledge.
Thank you.
So share what all you have done during your professional career and how you started. You've been here for more than 25 years now.
29 years.
29 years. So over to you, sir.
Thank you. So, like you said, my name is Rajesh Pereira and I am the founder and owner of Matrix Audiovisual and Entertainment. I founded this company 25 years ago. It all started with me being a musician, and I started performing on various stages in Dubai that time, various five-star hotels, small events. I've even performed on a poultry farm for laborers. So as a musician, I've seen different scenarios. I've been in five-star hotels, seven-star hotels. I've been in a chicken farm also. So I've seen how the level of audio and video affects each performance and each entertainer. So I decided after some time performing that I want to build my own audiovisual company. And I started investing into equipment, first of all to support my own band and then to support other bands.
Wow.
So because of which I could feel the pain of every entertainer on stage. I knew exactly what points need to be fixed. I've been here 29 years, but I started the business like 25 years ago. And today we are having a crew of almost 50 people in our company, and we've got all equipment required to do a concert or a stage. We've got staging, we got sound system, we got lightings, we got LED walls. We also send out entertainers for events.
Very nice, very nice. So you are actively participating in Expo as well. So with what capacity you are working here?
So with Expo, what happens is you have the pavilions that already has the audiovisual fitted in. You have the performance stages. At the background, we have the Millennium stage. It's already fitted with equipment and the different stages. Now there are times when pavilions have their own private events and they all have private entertainers in the pavilion. That's the time they need additional equipment. That's the time they call us and they say, okay, I have this entertainer coming from our country. We don't have the capacity to give him to perform. Can you bring in a stage? Can you bring in extra microphones? Can you bring in, this is what the requirements is. So I have done performance, sent equipment out to different pavilions in the Expo 2020. To name a few, I have done in the Imar Clubhouse, I have done at the Cisco Pavilion, I have done at the Czech Pavilion. So these are a few pavilions you've done, and the list goes on. There are about more than 190 pavilions, so it's difficult to name all of them.
So it's interesting, actually you came up with the solution first. What happened to your own journey of musical journey?
I'm still a performer, I still perform. Just last week I performed, so it still continues, that's my passion.
So you found out a solution together.
Yeah.
Great, Rajesh Priya.
Sir, it's a very large and beautiful setup. I think it's a worldwide setup. Then what's the cost of this setup for a 1 day?
If we take a reference of this kind of stage, suppose Alam will be doing some this kind of performance in future, then what sort of budget he will be allocating?
So you need to first of all understand that you are at the expo. Expo is not a one-night affair; it's a 6 months affair, which means it's a fix. You have to understand what is a rental and what is a fixed install. So this is typically a fixed installation. What is a rental? A rental is something like you do for 1 day, 2 day, 3 days event. So when you're having an event of this global stage like the expo, this will stay. This is not going to break down. This stage is going to stay here, and they're going to convert this whole expo area into Expo 2020 district. All right? So to come to your question, it is difficult to put a cost because this one is a fixed install. Now let's say this was an open ground. Now let's say it was a flat ground. And you have a client brief, I want to do event like this. Definitely you cannot make something like this in 2 days.
Yep.
And then to prepare a stage like this with all the design and concept, the budget will go. So generally what we do, we bring in the stage, we build the trussing around the stage. We make like something called as a common terms that you'll hear box truss. Okay, so we make a big box truss. This is aluminum structures.
Yep.
So depending on the size of the band, so it's a big band. Let's say like the orchestra that's playing today, which is about 100 cellos. Okay,
Yep.
100 cellos seated, not moving around. So the stage size, you have to make that big stage. Then you have to put the trussing. Okay, so you have to calculate stage in terms of square areas. Okay, so a 2 meter by 1 meter is 2 square meters. So if they need 50 square meters by 10 meters, that will be 500 square meters, okay, of stage. So you'll have to put square. So you'll basically cost. When coming to costing, I'll just give you an idea. Generally, stage is costed per square meter. So let's say you're putting 100 rupees per square meter. So then you'll calculate 100 into how many square meters. So that stage is done. Then when you're doing, you have to decide what is the audience. I am performing for 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000. That determines the height of the stage. It's very important. You cannot put a stage for 100 people, same for 10,000 people. If it's 10,000 people, your stage height should be at least 2.5 to 3 meters. So everybody can see you. But if you're performing for 100 people, you can put a 1 meter stage. So that's very important to understand these little small things. It doesn't affect the cost, but it affects the experience of the viewer. You can't have small stage and people are trying to see who's performing like this, right? So it's very important to visualize as a attendee what I want. Don't think as a performer, as an event management. Say, okay, I'm going for a show. What I want to see. You visualize this whole event in your mind. Draw it on the paper. And then you say, okay, I need this, so I need this, I need, and then you do a walkthrough in your own mind. Your brain has to process everything. What I need. First, I need security. I need barriers. I need people to go in line. If somebody is sick, I need to have ambulance, medical. So technical is just one. And there is so many, when you say event management, there is a lot around event management. Now we're talking only technical. So that is the stage. Now stage is there, then the trussing is there. Trussing also is calculated as per running length. Now there are different sizes of trusses. There is 30 centimeter, there is 40 centimeter, there is 50 centimeter, different size of trusses.
Yeah.
What determines which truss you'll take? It depends the span. Span is the width. If the width of the stage is like 30 meters, 40 meters, you have to take the big truss. You can't put small truss. Otherwise the truss will start bending. That is a health and safety issue. If you have a health and safety manager, he will not allow you to run the show. You have to make sure you have, because it's public area, you're putting something on top. Entertainer's life is at risk. The people who are standing there at risk. So it's a very subjective question. What you're asking me, pricing, it depends first what show you're doing, what is the equipment.
But if we calculate on a very rough note, if this size of event created on a temporary structure, what would be the cost?
I would try to give it I'll give you a range. I won't give you a cost. You're looking anyway in between $30,000 US to $50,000 US.
$50,000 US. So roughly 40 lakh rupees.
That's on the high side, that's I told you.
40 lakh rupees.
But you see, there are also client budgets. So but you can't always meet a client budget, but you have to understand, you have to draw a line between minimum requirements and client's budgets. Client will say my budget 10 lakhs. But that you cannot perform, because when you have an international act, you get a document which is called a rider. Okay? You have...
What is the rider? You please explain that also.
Okay. Rider is a technical document which is sent by the sound engineer of the artist that is going to perform. A rider will show the stage plot, which artist will stand where. It will give you a bird's eye view. Okay? Singer here, background singers here, guitarist, drummer, keyboard, everything. So the sound engineer from your side, when he's preparing a called connections, he knows exactly, he doesn't have to wait for the band to come. He knows exactly from the drawing who is standing where. Then it also marks who needs what monitors. So he'll set up the monitors. Then in the rider, you also get a patch list. What is a patch list? Is the microphone will go on which channel. You have a mixer. So they will say lead singer channel 1, background singer panel 2, drummer 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because sometimes the international artist brings their own sound engineer. So your company who is hiring a local company, his sound engineer will set up everything and give it to him. And he'll stand behind. The international artist manager will look at the list and he'll work. If something is not matching, he'll say, why it's not matching, fix it.
Hello sir, this is me Honey. I firstly wish you a very warm evening and I am really impressed by your explanation skills. You have a lot of clarification as you have 25 years of experience. 29, it's, oh my god, I'm not doubt. I was not even born.
No, I'm 29 years in UAE, 25 years of experience in AV, yeah.
Great. That sounds great. So I would like to ask a question regarding when the event season is on its peak and you have to manage and handle 4 to 5 events at random. So how do you manage the demand and supply constraint when the demand is too high and you don't have the vendors in your hand? How do you screen out and negotiate? What are the vendor negotiation skills you adapt in those situations to make the event successful?
So first of all, it's a very good question because during peak season, we all have this dilemma.
Correct.
And you don't want to say no to your client because once you say no to your client, he will go to your competitor. He may find your competitor's service good and he may never come back to you. Correct. So the thing is, you need to understand that not all events are on the same capacity and level, which means one could be like a 10 lakh event, one could be like a 50,000 event. Correct. So you have to understand when the client sends you inquiry from the brief, whether this are all 5 full-blown events or they are 2 big events and 3 small events or 3 big events, 2 small events. Then from this event you have to understand what are you providing, because maybe not all 5 events the client wants A to Z from you. Maybe in this event he wants to only send a DJ player, So you have to understand what is the content you're doing. Very important before you say yes or no, because sometimes your client says, I'm doing a big event, but for him it is a big, for you it is a very small because you're doing an event daily. Yeah? So quite often clients will, overblow and say things that they from their perspective.
They're too demanding at times.
Yeah, so you have to understand what is the content, of the event, and then, so coming now, how you manage the 5 events.
Yeah, that's very
the question.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to know who are your strong vendors and which are the top priority events.
Yeah. Should we categorize our vendors accordingly from the starting itself?
Very important, because you have to know who can swim in how deep water and who can act independently. That means if you are short of manpower, if this vendor is really good, you give him the brief, you don't even have to turn your back and look at him. That is the guy you send to that event.
Yeah.
But if you know there is one vendor, he's cheap, but you need to have somebody on his back. There you put your attention. Money is less, but this vendor will not perform till you supervise him.
Correct.
Yeah. So you have to bifurcate and understand your capacity and your trust. Very important, trust.
So you always have a backup plan?
Of course. I say no to events, yes, but I say no to events only to unknown customers. Known customers, I will always be transparent to them, saying that my hands are full for the day. I am going to work with you, but I have to outsource it. As far as I'm handling it, and I've told them the truth, they know that I will take care of it.
From the count of 1 to 10, how much the light and sound affect an event?
Light and sound affects 100%.
100%.
There is no 99.9%.
Okay.
So why? Because if there was no light, we wouldn't be doing this. If there was no sound, we wouldn't be doing this. So people underestimate sound and light. People say, I need only 2 speakers. But it is not a question of 2 speakers. It is a question of quality also is important. What is the impact you want?
Yeah,
Like,
how do you handle those people
yeah.
who says, okay, only 500 people, but I need 2 speakers?
Yeah, so it's very important you understand what is the act for the evening, what is the artist, what is the impact. Is he like somebody who's going to sit with one tanpura and just play background music, or you have like a hard rock band that's playing? It's a staff party maybe sometimes, you know. You have to understand what the committee of the staff is planning for that evening. What are the artists going to perform? It is going to be dance shows, it is going to be comedy acts, it is going to be some drama skits. What are their AV requirements? Client will say, yeah, only my in-house staff, I just need 2 speakers, 1 microphone will manage it. No, you will not manage, I have to manage it.
Yeah, because you know the technicalities of it.
Yes, you are not managing, I am managed. Put me in touch with the committee who's organizing, then I'll give you the cost. Refrain, don't say tell me I need details. Always divert the client, don't say no.
Brainwash them, talk them out.
It's all about education. Say, I have found out that they need this. For this, I need to put this system. Now, unless the information I've been given is incorrect, then I'll give you what you want. However, from what I have found out, this is what you need. You put the ball in that area.
Before you finalize your sound vendor, you should always take care of 3 to 4 points, which is very important. First, always visit your sound vendor workshop or godowns and check their inventory and their list, their engineers, their strength, their labor management, their working management, their equipment's quality, are they serviced or not, what kind of quality they have. And also pre-check your equipment list. Second is safety, one of the most important part of the event. We should always take care of safety because there will be a 500 to 1000 people in the event. We have to take care of their safety as well as our technical team safety as well. That's why we need a good equipment, proper wire management, proper technical arrangements, proper panel boards and everything. And never ever compromise with the sound and technical products. Always use branded products. It can make your event or it can break your event. Have a safe and rocking events with the company like Matrix.
Every day, like everybody's asking, see, मेरे पास budget नहीं है. So this line is in bold. Budget नहीं है. So how do you handle those clients?
So first of all, there is nothing called no budget. When somebody wants to buy a car, he has money to buy a car. When you want to go and sit in a restaurant, you have money to eat food. So there is nothing called no budget. Client just says something because he wants to, so intimidate you. Negotiate, intimidation. So you take it from here and leave it from here. You just focus on 2 things. You have to see what is your long-term plan with the client. Is he a one event guy or has a long-term plan? Who is this guy who's speaking to you? Is he that guy who's just somewhere down and his boss knows doesn't know what he's doing and he'll take credit? You have to find out who is superior, 2 people above.
Yeah,
because
very important.
it's very important because this guy may not be there, but the other guy needs to know what favors you are doing for the company. Because that guy will say, I negotiated, I did everything. He will get whatever, but you as a vendor, you will never be recognized, right? So it's very important that you do some PR work. Try to understand diplomatically who are you reporting to. Do some LinkedIn background check. Who is he reporting? Who are the people in the company?
Wow.
It's very important to understand that, inspect.
Insightful knowledge.
Yeah, you have to be
Never say no.
you have to be your own. You have to do your own. Yeah, like crime branch investigation. This guy is a crook. This guy is a crook. I need to find out who's above him. Maybe that guy is a bigger crook above him. You never know, because that guy is telling him, squeeze the vendor. Now here you have to decide what is because maybe you're a new startup company. You don't have any content to post on your website. You don't have any case studies to show your client. Do you want to spend your time, effort, energy, do this event, do a nice video shoot, take pictures, and use that to fill content to show like you did an event? So you can negotiate with the guy, I'll do it, but I need to bring my cameras, my video, because I need to take pictures, So you use it as leverage. Why? You are giving something, but you're asking for something.
Yeah,
So this way, you have a lot of content to post on social media and see how big or small that company is. So this way you get also to sort of mileage from that event. It's sometimes you give, but you have to take something in return.
Yeah.
So you have to understand all of these and try to see, you have to think out of the box. Okay, I can say no today, no problem. Somebody else will do it. If I don't do it, somebody will do it. But is this client, if I have no other work, I have the equipment, I have my vendor support. If I do this job, can I invite another client to see my work? Yeah, on the ground. Because the client is, maybe you are trying to tap door at one client. It has happened to me in my past. I work a lot with the wedding planners. And one wedding planner will say, I've not seen your work, why should I give you work? No, I'll send you videos. I don't want videos, everybody send me, I want to come live and see. So now, when I work with a wedding planner, let's say you're a wedding planner, I say, ma'am, can I invite one lady, she's my client. Who is she? She's a wedding planner. No wedding planners, they are my competitors.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So what do? How long do you wait? So now when you have an opportunity, it's a time to use that leverage. You tell them, I'll do it, no problem. But I have somebody who wants to work with me, they want to see my work. I will go all out, what you're paying me, I'll do a little bit more. Because I want to not impress you, I want to impress that person also.
Yeah.
So this way you can use the situation, leverage from it.
Very important, very important. You are giving them business gyan as well.
Yeah, it's more of a business thing.
So, okay. Mr. Pereira, when we say no to the client, when do you decide that, okay, sorry, boss?
Has it ever happened in one of your projects when you have faced
See, today, by God's grace, I'm in a situation I can say no. So, but that is not because of pride, or there was a time where I was really proud of what I did, and I decided who I want to do work with. That means client would come to see, please do my work, I would say yes or no.
Yeah,
but then tables change. Tables change today. I am going to people because there were time when, the pandemic came, Dubai went to recession. We were all suffered. I have seen in Dubai 9/11. I have seen the big real estate recession. I have seen the bubble burst. I've seen now the recession that happened because of the pandemic. So it has taught me a lot of lessons to be modest, to be humble. Saying no is a very difficult word, but you can say no in a nice way. Like I have told no to many clients because I've been knocking at their doors and they were asking for events, but they came to me on such a day where I'm very busy. Now when I'm very busy, what happens? I have to outsource. Doing work for a client first time and sending outsourced people, it's very dangerous because you want your people, you want to put your best foot. Now you have to explain to the client, I am really busy today, I don't have people. And he will put pressure on you because that's his job. His vendor also is busy. This is why it's very important to educate a client. When the client says, no, I have my vendor, I will let you know. Always coming to the no question, let your client know, ma'am, yes, I am not stopping you from working, but the day your supplier is busy, I am ready to serve you.
Yeah.
I am not saying to stop business because I don't want you also, once you work with me, to give my business to somebody else. I am here to help you when you are in trouble. So that gives the respect for the client also. Oh, this guy is ready to support me.
Yeah.
No, you have to say when you know, you have to use your common sense and you have to use your business instinct. Will I mess this event up or can I deliver it? If you know you're going to deliver it, take it. If you know you're going to mess it up, big client, big job, you don't have a people, diplomatically say Thank you so much. You're giving me the business. Unfortunately, we are booked for today. Even if you have one event, say I'm doing 5 events.
Yeah, that's
Say I'm doing 5 events, I can't do. If yours was if I had 4, no, yours was the 5th, I would have done it. You know, but my capacity is 4, I've already taken 5. So, and yours is I've been wanting to work. So you have to make him empathize with you. And then you'll say, okay, I understand. So this way you leave still the doors open.
For the next time.
After 4 days, call him. Ma'am, sir, how are you? How did your event go? I'm really sorry, I would have helped you, but I was really praying that your event went well. It is the human touch, the relationship.
attach emotions.
Yes, it is said. So that client remembers that you called him to check that his event went well.
Relationships.
If the client wants to say who or she used, ask that information. Who did you use? Were you happy? Okay. Hopefully next time I'll be here to serve you. Yeah, so make sure that you are always in touch with the client. Just because the inquiry is gone doesn't mean the story. You have a future with a client. I actually wanted to touch on one very important topic for young entrepreneurs is looking at contracts.
Yeah.
When you look at contracts, contracts are made by people to confuse people.
Yeah.
They'll send you a 10-page document, and by the time you reach the second page, you'll be pulling your hair. What did I read on the first page? By the time you read the third page, you'll not remember the second page. By the time you read the 8th page, you'll wonder, I need a cup of coffee. So it's very important you understand what you're signing on. I'll give you a classic example. Even after 25 years, I'm doing an event in 3 days, and the client is saying, you're putting sofas, right? You have signed for it. I said, sofas? I said, in your contract, you have signed for... I said, no, we are an audiovisual company. That will be extra cost. No, you have signed. You have to put a sofa.
Wow. Wow.
So, they say the ant can make the elephant mad. This is the same story. So I tell you, young entrepreneurs, when you're looking at contracts, make sure you read it once, give it to somebody else. Sit with them. Yeah, sit with somebody and say, this is what I understand, what you understand. What are we capable of doing? What are we not capable of doing? First only cancel. Say this I can't do. I can do this additional cost. It's not in the contract. So make sure contracts, you honor from day one, when from the start of the career, contracts is not something like you just breeze through and say, okay, I will manage and sign. No. You have to honor every word in that. So you have to read it very carefully.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
What a lovely, detailed insight of technology, technical part and business part, I would say. The regular, yeah. Thank you so much for giving your incredible time.